Welcome back to the channel. This is an Astro Daimler I picked up today at the Sunday salvage sales for 15 bucks. It is pretty cool. It's all Reynolds 531 tubes. It almost fits 650B42. It does in the front. It does up here. It does here, but only like 1 millimeter clearance on each side. The tires are definitely buzz. So if I do want to make it a 650B, it can be probably 38s. Barely. We should look. I didn't even check. But nobody wants 38s. Everyone wants the 42s. Everyone wants the 48s now. It's just psychos. Well, it's got like 3 or 4 millimeters of clearance on both sides. I would not be afraid to run it. Well, maybe we'll leave it and say it's supposed to be 38s. It's hot. I don't even know. I didn't even check. This thing might be originally for 27s or something. I don't know. So I have to look and see if the R559 Tektro long reach brake will fit and touch the tubes, or if not, whatever. But really the reason why I bought it, more than want to do another 650B conversion, I'll probably put candy bosses on because more expensive for customers and labor, but it's cheaper for me. Instead of ordering the brakes at wholesale and hoping someone has them in stock nutted, I can just pop on the candy bosses. It does wreck the paint, but I'm going to wreck the paint anyways, because that is why we're here. We're here because this frame has a big old dent in the top tube. It is big, it is serious, it is ugly. It is a dinger. Would the bike be toast? Should just ride it all sketchy like a fixed gear? It does not care until you fold it. Maybe. But there is something called dent rolling, frame tube rolling. We're going to use these Paragon Machine Works tubing blocks. You can order these from Paragon Machine Works. They're 30 or 40 bucks. They custom machine them. They're perfectly sized. Oh, just found a metal splinter. Perfectly sized for bike tubes for 1 inch. Well, that's good. This thing's 1 inch and not 26.0 metric or something. It is going to destroy the paint. Sometimes I can sand the paint off. You use them with grease. I am going to clamp these dudes on this tube in this vise and roll this bike and roll these tubes with the vise pressure clamping it. And in theory, it's going to push those high spots in, let this low spot up, and make this tube back to round or really close to round, or at least a little less sketchy. If you want to be totally perfect, we can come in here with a little bit of silver or brass, just heat it up and dump some silver brass there and gently file it. It's real hard to do auto body work with silver or brass, but I've done it. Sometimes it turns out sketchy, sometimes it turns out awesome. This is a nice bike. It's got GPME dropouts. The sun stains, I can tell, looks like it was Campy record. Everything else, like clamp-on shifters and front derailleur, or a Campy clone. It's got this ugly green sticker on it I'm going to try and peel off. I don't care about that. This poor Reynolds 531 stickers in 500 pieces from it. It clamped the work stands a bunch of times. Moved around a little bit. But let's learn how to roll out a tube. I just greased up this tube a little bit. Put the blocks on, gently locked it in this vise. I'm just going to roll it around. And they're moving. Stuff's happening. Tighten it up a little bit more. Move it down a little bit, tighten it up a little bit more. Roll it. There we go. I'm going to get the tube really centered in this block. Rolling it gently, not too tight, but pretty tight. Get this block to stop moving. This might be enough. It might need more. But let's keep it rolling. I took the paint off, and it took quite a bit of the dent out. It's only half as bad. The high spot's been pushed down. Instead of being a sharp crease, it's now kind of like a little simple crease, but let's see if we can get it even better. Move these blocks back a little bit so the dent's closer to the edge, which may do nothing or a lot. rolling it in the clamp little tighter. I'm trying to get it to push down those high spots and pop up those low spots. Just clamps it a little bit more. Trying to let there be nowhere for it to go but back to around. I had a bike that was almost completely pinched in half once and did this too, and it brought that dent like 80% of the way out to the point where the customer thought it was safe to ride. So, you know. Oh my gosh, I think I did a lot. You probably can't see. Move it in the light slightly. That dark spot's still the low spot, and where all the paint's gone is the high spot. But it has come out at least 80 or 90% now. The nice thing about this paint is you can really see the shiny bits, the polished spot's a little bit high there. The rest of it is sanded off where the paint's coming off, and that dent is more or less out of there. I really might heat it up. Heat might let the stress pop right up. Dumping a little brass on it might solve all of our problems. But sand all this paint off and get a look. I sanded off to look at it. Sanded it some more. Put some Sharpie on there so you can really see the little bit of a dent, which is wasn't sanded. You can barely even tell. But I am going to hit this guy with a little bit of brass. Just a little bit of brass. A little bit of flux, let the brass move on there. I left most of that Sharpie on so I can kind of tell where I'm supposed to be hitting. Nice, thick bit of brass. Get some puddles. Do something interesting. I think I have a blob that is too big, which is a good thing. Because I don't want to go file this down and have it be where we want it and not still low. Take a little bit pulled over there, it's got a little too much off the side, so it'll take a little teeny bit of filing. Hopefully we got that dent filled. It's not a big low spot right on the front, which is a little paranoid about. But it's already closing time. I'm going to head home, walk the dog. I'll clean this off in the morning and we'll file that down and see how it looks. All right, we're back with the Ostro Daimler. I messed a little bit while I wasn't filming for fun. I checked the bottom bracket. It is English threaded. The headset appears to be standard ISO English threaded. I sanded this dent down. I probably sanded it actually a little bit too low. Under paint you might be able to see it, but this bike's so beater it doesn't matter. So I wasn't extra super careful. I also went ahead and dimpled the crap out of these stays. They would barely clear a 650B38. I dimpled the crap out, now they're totally clear 650B42s, no problem. I got out my dummy R55. This is the 556. It's the exact same thing as the 559. I actually literally don't know the differences. I think they're the same. I don't know. But I got it out, played with it, trying to decide if I'm going to leave it for the 556. I have in the background my little Terry cycles. So this is like an 80s Terry handmade in New York. I heard it was that she hired the head builder from Serrata to come build for her for a while. So in a lot of ways it's Serrata. But I just have this with 650B 38s on it. No dimples in the stay. And just the Tektro long reach brakes, and it works totally fine. I might pop these wheels off and throw them on here. I like to do that to really see how stuff fits, to really double check it clears. And then this is going to be up for sale. I bought it just to do this dent repair video, but I had to do some other stuff, so I might do candy bosses and rack mounts and fender mounts if someone wants. I think the fender clearance will be real tight. Probably not worth it. Probably best to be a fast, fender. It's nice to have a fast fenderless bike sometimes. You don't want to be dinging up your fenders and not want to put your bike in and out of cars or care about locking it up at bars. So having a fast beater 650B bar bike, you still get all the comforts. You just don't really ride it in the rain much. A lot of people don't ride in the rain anyways, or live someplace where it rains much. I rode this bike all summer. I really didn't ride it in the rain. Half the reason why I built my new handmade frame is because I want some with fenders to ride in the rain, but then again, it's going to be heavy and clunky with fenders. I'm not going to want to get it in and out of places. I'll try not to be too precious with them. We'll see. But yeah, let's throw these wheels in and see. I like just seeing, Let's figure stuff out. I really need some frame builder wheels. I am going to get some built very soon. I have missed riding this bike several times because it's been sitting here needing dummy wheels. Oh yeah, I should also say that after I dimpled the crap out of these stays, I went ahead and respaced and aligned the rear end to 130, and realigned the dropouts. So it takes a modern hub. You can have an 8, 9, 10, 11 speed hub in it now. Ooh. Oh yeah, so much clearance. Oh yeah, these pads are in the middle and they're still almost hitting. You barely have to align at all. So this will fit no problem. There is really clearance up in here for fenders. Shoot, you really could. You really could. You have to trim them a little bit at the stays. I could add a bottle boss in here. I could add some fender eyelets. Oh boy, let's check the front too. Well, this is the Pacente 650B38. It is tight. I mean, there's 5 or 6 millimeters on each side. So going up to the 42 is only 2 extra millimeters. It's tight, but it's doable. You could kind of fit fenders, but you really would have to trim them around the fork plate. I do that a lot. You just take the fender and you just take a half round file, and file it out so it'll slide up in there. So it is doable with this crown. This looks good. These 650Bs on there. I'm gonna take some pictures of it like this. Bad boy. It's a good looking bike. Oh, I might have to stand over it. I've already got a 650B vintage road bike that I do love. I ride the crap out of around town. It's the orange front rack on it, just like a riser bar, all old 8-speed Durace stuff. I built it fairly cheap. I probably have hundreds and hundreds of dollars in those used Durace parts. I had to buy like 3 parts bikes to get all the parts I wanted matching. Probably made most of that money back selling the parts, but Yeah, let's stand over it. I'm not supposed to so tall. So there's no headset in it, so it's going to come up another 10 millimeters or so. Yeah, so it's up there. So I'm still standing over it. There's no headset in, so I sort of moved it up on my own. This tube is touching me. I can come down. I can come down an inch. It's fine. I like bikes to be as tall as possible. I think it has a 58 centimeter top tube. I like that. My Terry's only got a 56. It's like, or 55. It is way too small. It feels like a BMX, but it's still fun. This thing, yeah, I can almost get an inch off the ground. It's a 60, but lowers it like 11 millimeters over the 27-inch wheels it probably came with. Oh, I like this bike. Maybe it's not. I don't need another one. I already have the 1960 Allegro I'm going to mod out and probably end up selling. It's also a 60, and it will fit me perfectly. And then I also have my new handmade bike. I can't have 3 bikes, can I? I'm going to put the Terry up for sale. I'll put this up for sale. I'll put that up for sale, and whatever's left over, maybe I'll keep as my bar bike. But I'll probably just end up riding Scout's bike all the time. We shall see. So yeah,
5'11 and a half, 5'11 3/4. This bike fits me, man. Look at this gorgeous little thing. God, I do like it. Ostro, Daimler, Inter 10. It's pretty badass. So wherever I sell it to, I'll see if they want me to do extra bottle bosses, see if they want me to do fender and rack mounts, see if they want me to do candy brakes. Like, whatever is clever. Gosh, just swap all my Dure stuff over onto here. Or swap a bunch of weird campy stuff onto here. Anyways, that is my video on rolling tube dents out. Sorry it took a little extra long. I am pretty happy, other than I file it probably the slightest bit low. I can kind of feel it. Other than that, I'm pretty happy. It looks pretty cool. And this bike is ready for years and years and years more riding with any luck. Oh, there's so much clearance down there. Whew. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna check the front for clearance too. I'm at it. Just, be safe. Better safe than sorry. Oh yeah, no problems. All right, thanks for watching.